Zodiac Killer, Northern California, 1968. A shadow moved through lovers' lanes and quiet neighborhoods. He wrote letters, and he wanted the world to watch. The first attack, Lake Herman Road, 1968. On December 20th, 1968, two teenagers, Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday, were shot to death while parked on a remote road near Vallejo. There were no witnesses, no motive, just shell casings in the dark. At the time, it looked like a tragic, isolated double homicide, but it was not. The second attack, Blue Rock Springs, 1969. On July 4th, 1969, another couple was attacked in their car. Darlene Ferrin and Michael Mageau. Mageau survived, but Ferrin died. Shortly after the shooting, a man called police and calmly reported the crime, and he confessed to the earlier Lake Herman Road murders. Weeks later, letters arrived at newspapers. They were signed with a strange symbol, a circle crossed by lines, and a name. This is the Zodiac speaking. The letters and ciphers. The killer sent taunting letters to newspapers, including the San Francisco Chronicle. Some contained cryptograms, complex coded messages. One cipher was solved quickly. Another, known as the 340 cipher, remained unsolved for over 50 years until private codebreakers cracked it in 2020. In the letters, he claimed responsibility for murders, threatened school bus attacks, demanded his cipher be printed, and described collecting slaves for the afterlife. He craved attention and wanted everyone to fear him. Lake Berryessa, 1969. In September 1969, a man wearing a black hooded costume approached a couple picnicking near Lake Berryessa. The hood had the Zodiac symbol stitched on the chest. He tied them up and stabbed them repeatedly. Cecilia Shepard and Brian Hartnell. Cecilia Shepard later died, and Brian Hartnell survived. Before leaving, the killer wrote dates of his previous murders on the victim's car door, as if signing his work. San Francisco. Paul Stine, 1969. In October 1969, taxi driver Paul Stine was shot in San Francisco. The killer tore a piece of Stine's shirt and later mailed it to prove he was responsible. Police may have briefly stopped a suspect that night, but due to a dispatch error describing the suspect as black instead of white, the man was released. The suspects. Over the decades, many names have surfaced. The most famous suspect, Arthur Lee Allen. He had a criminal history and he lived near attack sites. He owned a Zodiac-style watch and was identified by some witnesses, but his fingerprints did not conclusively match. DNA evidence was inconclusive and he denied involvement until his death in 1992. Other suspects have emerged, but none proven. How many victims? Officially linked, 5 dead, 2 survivors. But in letters, Zodiac claimed to have killed 37. Whether that was truth or ego remains unknown. Why it still haunts America. The Zodiac was not just a murderer. He was a performer. He manipulated the media. He taunted the police. He controlled the narrative, turned terror into spectacle, and then he stopped writing. No confirmed Zodiac letters after the mid-1970s. No arrest. No identity. Just silence. The fear he left behind. The case remains open in California. Modern DNA testing continues. Amateur sleuths still debate suspects, but the truth remains locked behind. Incomplete forensic evidence, mishandled early investigations, and a killer who thrived on chaos. The most chilling possibility? He may have lived a normal life afterward. He may have grown old. He may have died without ever being unmasked. Or he may still be a name we have already heard. Subscribe and share for more stories like this.